Ministry of Foreign Affairs of El Salvador. And I now give the floor to the UN Youth Delegate from Georgia. You have the floor, young man.
Madam Chair, distinguished delegates, youth delegates. It's truly an honor and a big responsibility for me as a youth delegate to address the United Nations 53rd session of the Commission for Social Development on behalf of the Georgian delegation. Just a few days ago, we commenced Youth Forum, which brought together hundreds of young people to debate around post-2015 development agenda for making this world a better and a safer place to live, interact, and improve the planet. On behalf of the youth delegates, I would like to thank His Excellency Secretary General Ban Ki-moon for his report, which provided us with a solid basis for discussions. As the world moves on from the Millennium Development Goals to the Sustainable Development Goals, we shall highlight some of the achievements in this regards that are not limited to an increased enrollment of children to primary education. Achieving sustainable development goals is the process where youth voices shall be heard to shape the future that they will inherit. Thus, I would like to extend my great appreciation to the United Nations for enabling young people to have their input through My World survey. Honorable delegates, formation of the post-2015 development agenda is an inclusive process where everyone's voice matters and shall be heard. The civil society has a crucial role to play in post-2015 development agenda, as they have needed resources for making a desirable change on grassroots. Thus, there shall be standing mechanism for enabling them to communicate their input to the decision makers and create the mechanism for two-way communication. People are the center of the sustainable development, and the people are the power. However, power is never complete if a single ring of the chain is weak. There can be no prosperity and no progress without full and equal participation of young people with disabilities. We shall highlight efforts of the United Nations to take into effort the need for full inclusiveness and reflect an effort to acknowledge the needs of people with disabilities in some of the development priorities. We shall also welcome initiative of more and more countries to ratify Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, to make realization of these rights within and beyond the United Nations system. World shall ensure higher participation of this group in such areas as access to education, meetings, and platforms. As the very first Sustainable Development Goal speaks about the need of ending the poverty in all of its forms everywhere, one shall keep in mind that especially in the case of least developed countries, the poverty of persons with disabilities is most glaring. Objectives in this regard can be achieved through addressing it as a cross-cutting issue in development programs that touch upon poverty eradication, urban and rural planning and construction, public transportation, development of information and communication technologies, universal access to education, social security, and not limited to. During the CSocD Youth Forum, a young lady from Africa stated that in the 21st century, the fact that a young girl, even from the remote village, is educated does not need to be applauded, because it is already a time for it to be normal. As a young man and supporter of the He for She campaign, I welcome SDG's aspiration to achieve gender equality and empower girls and women and ensure their voice and participation across the full range of decision-making arenas in public and private institutions. 2015 has been declared a Year of Women in Georgia, which is a step forward. I would also like to express my gratitude to the Country Office of UN Women for their continuous efforts towards ensuring gender equality. In her video address to the world, a 15-year-old girl from Geneva stated, "The planet is gradually getting warmer, and the clock is ticking." Madam Chairperson, despite of the fact that every country has primary responsibility for its own economic and social development, and the role of national policies, domestic resources and development strategies. UN member states shall work together to come up with effective indicators to systematically review and monitor progress and guarantee that the SDGs are fulfilled. Importance of youth issues continue to receive more acknowledgement in Georgia, which already in 2015 has adopted the State Youth Policy Development Document. It is an intergovernmental approach which will enable youth affairs to be incorporated at every state level. Goals in this regard will be achieved through wide participation of civil and international community. Then the process will be coordinated by the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs of Georgia. As we speak about the third SDG on ensuring healthy lives, we shall underline the importance of promoting such lifestyle. Thus, I'm delighted to inform you that in 2015, the capital of Georgia, Tbilisi, will host the European Youth Olympic Festival, which will unite around 3,800 participants from 49 countries. Honorable delegates, due to an ongoing belligerent occupation of 20% of the territory of my country, more and more children are unable to have access to education. In this regard, I would like to highlight the importance of one of the goals in post-2015 agenda on the need of ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education. Practicing sustainable goals on the ground to make the world a safer and more equal place requires keeping commitments and discussions beyond documents, conference rooms, and even United Nations, and taking a responsibility for the future of our world. As Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has stated, we're the last generation that can fight climate change. The world has never been so connected as it is today through social media, and various mechanisms shall be utilized for an increased intergovernmental and intersectoral cooperation in the fields of achieving common sustainable development goals that we have agreed on. On behalf of Youth of Georgia, I would like to state our will for coming with the world together as one, for making this planet as a better and a safer place. I thank you.
I thank the UN Youth Delegate from Georgia for his statement.